This is 13 Action News. Good morning, Las Vegas.
All right, if you're just waking up, you're probably seeing some slick roads and fog this morning. Check that out. Our camera showing you that limited visibility right now. We're tracking the latest on the storm that's been sitting on top of our valley. And a Nevada death row inmate found dead in his cell. What we learned will now happen in the case of Scott Dozier. Plus,
I can't even imagine how horrible it must be to be a victim of abuse like that.
a woman in a vegetative state for nearly a decade gives birth at a nursing facility, the story that's gaining national attention online. And now multiple agencies are joining in that investigation that's left doctors stunned. And skipping the flu shot, why parents say the doctor's office is making them opt out. But first, as we just said, dreary start to your Sunday here in Las Vegas. Take a look at this, a tale of two cities, right? On the left was the Strip last night, all lit up. Check out the right. That's what it looks like now. You can't even see that. A live look from our Mandalay Bay camera. Last night, some viewers thought that fog over the Strip was actually smoke because those dark clouds were just hanging so low. Wow, just look at that. Good morning, Las Vegas. I'm Tom George.
And I'm meteorologist Gina Cancelleri. We called it yesterday.
Yeah, it's like we're living that bird box. Like we're blindfolded. We can't see anything.
Yes.
You're just like driving around, can't.
It's kind of dangerous. And let's be honest for a minute. Okay, the
No.
roads are really wet. You need to take your time
In all
this
seriousness,
morning.
yes, it is pretty bad. You can't see that far
and you
in front
can't
of
see. Visibilities are reduced to about 2 miles in Summerlin reported, and also McCarran International Airport. So flights are going to have a tough time getting out this morning. Keep that in mind if you're headed off to the airport. Here's a look right now at the satellite and the radar. The radar shows you the precipitation. The satellite shows you the clouds. Here is the precipitation as it continues now to move off to the east. The storm is over. It is moving out. Here's the line of clouds that follow behind it, and that will continue to move out as we head through the day today. So more sunshine is expected today than what we had yesterday. Although from this live picture from the stratosphere, you wouldn't know it, but it will happen. As you saw, the storm will continue to push off to the east. Here's a look at the current temperatures right now. 42 degrees at McCarran International Airport. Same thing for Las Vegas, 42 degrees. Summerlin currently at 31. Summerlin 37. Mount Charleston 31 degrees below freezing. Now I want to show you the dew point temperature, and those numbers are very close to the actual temperature. This is why we have the fog. McCarran right now, 42 degree dew point. The current temperature, 42 degrees. So when you have the dew point the same as the temperature, then you see the fog. The dew point temperature is the temperature at which dew will form. There it is. Summerlin right now, 35 degrees is your dew point temperature. Here's a look at the water vapor imagery. That too gives us a great idea of how much moisture is in the atmosphere. All of the blue, there it goes, it's swirling out. That's the storm, and it's leaving. Some black is coming in. Black is drier air. So we do expect a drier day today. I will detail your entire forecast, all coming up in a little bit. Tom?
Thanks, Gina. Well, now to the big story that has a lot of you talking online. Nevada death row inmate Scott Dozier was found dead from an apparent suicide in his jail cell. It's a confusing case that has dragged on for more than a decade. Just last year, Nevada prison officials told us that Scott Dozier had been going to great lengths to try and kill himself while he awaits execution. But as 13 Action News reporter Nina Porciuncula explains, the Department of Corrections didn't have him on suicide watch.
It was supposed to be the first execution in the state of Nevada in over a decade, but those plans were cut short. Scott Dozier hung himself in his Ely State Prison cell. The Nevada Department of Corrections tells 13 Action News he was found hanging from a bedsheet tied to an air vent. Dozier's execution has been a subject of a heated court battle. It was postponed twice before. The battle centered around a powerful drug, midazolam, the state wanted to use.
The state's misuse of its product in this fashion will harm it, will harm its reputation, and will harm its goodwill.
Attorneys for drug maker Alvogen say the state secretly obtained their drug and they did not want it used to kill Dozier. The judge sided with the drug maker. The state filed an appeal with the Nevada Supreme Court last year to move this execution forward. And those fighting the drug cocktail, like the local chapter of the ACLU, say the fight wasn't about Dozier.
It affects not only Mr. Dozier, but the over 80 other people who are on death row. And so this is why we fight for transparency in Nevada.
Dozier was sentenced to death for the 2002 killing of Jeremiah Miller. Investigators say Dozier killed Miller over a drug deal. And investigators also say he cut up his body, stuffed parts of him into a suitcase, which was found at this Las Vegas apartment complex near Flamingo and Cimarron. The rest, it's believed to have been buried at the former La Concha Motel near downtown. The Department of Correction tells us Dozier's autopsy is being scheduled and his family has been notified. Nina Porciuncula, 13 Action News.
And as we mentioned, this case has been at the center of a big legal battle over those lethal drugs. We have a deeper look at that story on our website. Just head on over to ktnv.com. Well, it's a disturbing case of alleged sex abuse that's making national headlines this morning. Sources say a woman who's been in a vegetative state for at least a decade gave birth at a Phoenix facility last week, and now police are investigating.
I can't even imagine how horrible it must be to be a victim of abuse like that. This was an extremely dangerous situation with no monitoring.
Facility employees say they were not aware that the woman was pregnant until she went into labor. Doctors say it's alarming that the child was born alive and healthy because that woman had no prenatal care.
There wasn't any prenatal screening done or prenatal labs, so we weren't able to see if she was suffering from gestational diabetes or HELLP syndrome.
The Arizona governor's office and several state agencies say they're assisting Phoenix police with the investigation and additional probes into what happened. Right now, it's not known who did this. In a statement, Hacienda Healthcare says it is cooperating with that investigation, calling that incident disturbing. And back here at home and only on 13 Action News, the family of this woman accused of running over and killing a local nail salon worker is pleading for her to come forward.
I don't know the laws, and I don't care what it'll take. I will get you a lawyer. We will fix this. Just come home, call me, call Grandma. We can do this. We can do this together. I'll go there with you. I promise. Just come home. Nobody's mad. It's gonna be okay.
Police say 21-year-old Crystal Whipple ran over Ngoc Nguyen to avoid paying for a $35 manicure. This is video showing what happened near Flamingo and Decatur. There's a GoFundMe page set up for that victim's family. We have a link to that at ktnv.com. And you can hear more from the suspect's family this morning coming up at 7 a.m. on GMA. Well, now to a 13 Action News update on a 9-vehicle crash on the 15 at the Nevada-California state line. All lanes at the freeway are back open this morning. That crash shut down all lanes of the 15 for over 8 hours and caused several miles of backup. NHP tells us the semi failed to hit the brakes and then slammed into another semi and 7 other vehicles, all that happening around 8 yesterday morning. 2 of those people were taken to the hospital, one of them in critical condition. Hazmat also had to be called out because about 25 gallons of diesel spilled out onto the road. Well, the transformation is nearly complete over at the Las Vegas Convention Center for CES this week. The annual technology convention runs through January 8th through the 11th. Now, this is just a glimpse of all the setup that's been going on this weekend. Hundreds of thousands of people are expected, which also, of course, means big money for our city. About $265 million, according to the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. Pretty exciting times. And speaking of getting set up, parents, why not get a jump on helping the kids get a summer job? Clark County already taking applications for summer internships. It's part of the Summer Business Institute program. It gives your kid the chance to work and learn from Las Vegas area business leaders. Applications are due by February 8th. We have a link to apply over at ktnv.com. Well, health officials say flu activity may increase the first 2 weeks of January. On Friday, a Southern Nevada Health District report showed that there have been 68 confirmed cases in Clark County this flu season. However, an online poll shows more than a third of parents have no plans to get their kids vaccinated. And as Annie Taylor found out, that decision may actually start at the doctor's office.
This flu season, 1/3 of parents plan to skip the flu shot for their kids. But Dr. Judith Schley with Denver Public Health says that's extremely dangerous.
They can be hospitalized and can die from it.
A new report from C.S. Mott Children's Hospital found nearly half of parents usually follow their pediatrician's advice. But 21% say they don't remember if their doctor recommended their child to get a flu shot. Many adults don't remember flu shots being recommended by doctors when they were growing up, but Dr. Schley says that's because before the year 2000, they weren't.
Before that time period, we were asking only high-risk adults, elderly, pregnant women, at-risk children to get vaccinated.
Nowadays, parents say they have their own reasons as to why they don't get their kids' flu shots. Side effects, the belief the shot doesn't work, their child is healthy and doesn't need to be vaccinated.
You might still get flu, but by taking the vaccine, you'll reduce the comorbidities and the disease burden from taking it. It'll be a milder infection.
Dr. Schley says don't wait to get the shot. I'm Annie Taylor reporting.
Good morning, everyone. Coming up, wet weather out west. We're not the only ones dealing with it. A look at the mess they'll be cleaning up in SoCal today. Gina?
All right, Tom, we have some weather to talk about this morning, but then as we head through the afternoon, it's going to get kind of nice. Expect some sunshine and a breeze will pick up as well. We'll take a look at your radar and your 7-day forecast coming up after the break.
All right, well, now a live look outside after a day of rain in the valley on Saturday. A pretty foggy start to our morning. You look at that, it almost looks like you can't see anything from our live cameras right now, but we're not the only ones dealing with the wet weather mess. Major flooding and dangerous mudslides brought some parts of Southern California to a standstill yesterday. KABC's Amy Powell spoke with some people who were stuck in all that mess.
Drivers say it happened fast. A pool of mud, branches, and rocks gushing over Pacific Coast Highway, bringing traffic to a sudden stop. This California State Parks vehicle was heading to another mudslide when it got stuck in the middle of the road. This couple's car disabled after slamming into a rock.
Started driving this way. I was really scared to turn onto Canaan because I thought it would be worse up there, but then we got along, hit a rock, and now our car is broken.
A sudden downpour causing mudslides along the stretch of PCH between Encino Canyon and Las Posas Road in Ventura County. Drivers unable to get around the muddy mess.
I was on my way home, got stopped at the mudslide over there, turned around to come back to take, maybe Canaan or anything, but then I got stopped here, so now I'm just kind of trapped in the middle.
When we were driving home from the movies, when the downpour happened, and we're like, we got to get home and get the sandbags up in front of the driveway so the water doesn't go down the driveway. And then they just kept coming and coming.
Some residents wading through several inches of mud to get to their homes. Many who evacuated during the Woolsey fire have been fearing the rain would trigger damaging mud and debris flows. Caltrans crews are working to clear the highway.
Yeah, look at that. That's just rough. Like
Treacherous.
A little bit of rain, and
Yes.
that's all it takes. So
Yeah, water is really powerful. I tell my girls this all the time. Water is so powerful.
yeah, no, for sure. Sometimes even worse than in fire. In some
Yeah,
places.
yeah.
It causes a lot of damage. Really
Yeah,
fast.
it really
Yeah,
does.
so-
But we didn't have any of that. We just have wet
Right.
roads.
Well, we do have the wet roads and the limited visibility. So if you
Yeah,
are waking
that's
up
the
right
problem
now,
we have.
even now, just be safe out there.
Yeah, the visibility is a real problem, especially if you're flying out this morning. We'll take a look at that in a moment. Here's a look at today's planner, though, and guess what, Tom? Sun is coming back. We are drying out today. As we move through the day, you will see some clouds in the morning, and then they will sort of escape, move off to the east, and leave a breeze behind. There it is, out of the west-southwest at about 11 miles per hour, heading into the afternoon. The wind is not going to be super extreme, but it's going to pick up as we move through the day today. Starting off at about 8 miles per hour at 9 o'clock and then picking up to about 10, maybe even 15 miles per hour as we head through the evening. Here's a live look outside again from our Mandalay Bay camera. It is a live look. There you can see there's some lights down there on the strip, but everything else is fogged in. The fog is basically low-level clouds. So low morning visibility. That's the big headline this morning. Also, we have a winter weather advisory for the Spring Mountains and for the Sheep Range. And that goes until 10 o'clock this morning, thanks to the possibility of wind picking up to about 35 miles per hour. And above 5,000 feet, we could still see some snow accumulating, possibly when all is said and done, up to 7 inches of snow. So the winter weather advisory continues for that area until 10 o'clock this morning. Then, as we move through the afternoon, more sunshine is expected. And like I showed you earlier, the breeze will pick up too. So here's a look at the storm. It's right there, continuing now to push off to the east. That's the precipitation associated with it. And this lighter milky color, those are the clouds that are associated with the storm too. So the clouds are continuing to push out, but still they're going to last this morning. Plus we have that reduced visibility. So here's a look at your forecast as we move through the day today. High temperature expected to be in the low to mid 50s today for Las Vegas. Low temperature in the 40s. Anthem expecting the low to mid 50s as well. 51 degrees for high temperature today with some sunshine breaking out as we move into the day, and the sunshine too will help the fog to burn off as well. Centennial Hills, high temperature today 51 degrees, and Boulder City expecting a high temperature of 52 degrees. So here's the 7-day planner. We're all heading back to work and school on Monday, and it should be a really great work week after we get through today. Drying conditions for your Sunday and then becoming breezy. High temperature today 53 degrees, overnight low in the low 40s. Then as we move into tomorrow, getting a little warmer and drier with a few clouds. 56 degrees for your Monday. Tuesday 58 degrees for a high temperature. Then on Wednesday we warm up to the low 60s. 61 degrees for a high, 44 for the overnight low. Thursday and Friday look easy and nice. Then as we head into the upcoming weekend, there is a storm that will approach, could bring us some more wet weather and some unsettled conditions. Tom?
Right, we got a new ballpark, we're getting the new Raider Stadium. Well, how about a brand new cricket field? We have one now. Take a look. Commissioners unveiling it today in the Southeast Valley. These are some pictures from Silver Bowl Park. Clark County Commissioner Jim Gibson also presenting a proclamation to the Nevada Cricket Association for their efforts to grow the game in Las Vegas. Pretty cool. Well, straight ahead, it may be a new year, but we're seeing the same dirt at restaurants here in our valley. Darcy Spears shows us where cockroaches were found in this week's edition of Dirty Dining. You're watching Good Morning Las Vegas. We'll be right back on your foggy Sunday morning. Stay with us. All right, new year, same Darcy. Darcy Spears delivers the first Dirty Dining report of 2019, and although it's a new year, these violations will sound familiar.
I'm Darcy Spears from Channel 13. We're here because you guys are on Dirty Dining tonight for the recent closure that you experienced from the Health District for the cockroach infestation, and we just want to speak to whoever's in charge to make sure we get your side of the story.
That's the first time I've uttered those words in the new year, and the restaurant's explanation is a first too. The person in charge at Bombay Indian Cuisine said the inspector only found roaches because he went to wash his hands.
Then he's going outside, everything's done. He said, okay, let's go home. Means like finished everything. And he want to wash his hand.
According to the Health District, Bombay in the Gold Key Shops on Las Vegas Boulevard near Convention Center Drive was infested with multi-generational roaches, resulting in a shutdown on December 17th.
He see the dead cockroach one, dead.
Well, the report says that there were live roaches throughout the kitchen and dead roaches as well. There was even a live roach in your ice.
I see that time dead.
You only saw the one dead one?
Yeah, I am there only. Okay. I'm standing there.
Okay, so there are pictures that the Health District took that show live ones as well.
I know, I have also picture.
Okay.
Then he finding it. I say, okay, no problem. You can find it, relax and see all the stuff. He's finding where. So he find the 2 more live cockroaches.
The Health District's pictures show live roaches crawling on walls and ceilings, dead ones on the floor, and this live one crawling inside the ice machine. There were also heavy cockroach droppings along walls near the sink. Despite that, Patel disagrees with the inspector, calling it an infestation.
For 2 cockroaches, you are telling me to shut down? Whatever, no problem.
I guess some people would say even 1 roach is too many, right?
That's true. That's only I feel bad.
Other violations included soiled walls, food prep counters and ceilings, a utensil stored in stagnant, dirty water on the stove, greasy ventilation hoods, and holes in kitchen walls and base coving.
They also made a note that they said the entire facility was in need of general deep cleaning because they noted a lot of stuff was dirty in the kitchen.
Yeah. So we told him that we need the January only, we are doing the whole restaurant renovation.
As for the food, there were a lot of items not protected from contamination, including an open bag of flour in dry storage and ground chickpeas and mashed vegetables in the fridge. I asked Patel if we could get any video in the kitchen, but he declined.
All right, we'll take your word for it that the kitchen looks good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bombay was back to a 0 demerit A grade on December 19th, but due to the closure and multiple consecutive failed inspections, it's now in the Health District's administrative process. That means more frequent inspections and on-site intervention training. Darcy Spears, 13 Action News.
All right, well, banks might have a solution to those overdraft fees that can really sting. The fix, accountants called checklist accounts or safe transaction accounts. They come with almost everything that a normal checking account has: ATM access, debit cards, and mobile banking. You just don't get paper checks. There's also no overdraft protection. That means a transaction won't go through if you don't have the money. And it also means no overdraft fee. Some of the big banks that we all know offer these types of accounts, and more credit unions are starting to join in on the trend as well. Looking ahead now, the face of downtown is about to change. Earlier this week, Derek and Greg Stevens announcing when they'll be unveiling their new casino resort. The brand new resort will be the first ground-up hotel casino downtown since 1975. Developers will hold a public ceremony this Thursday. It'll take place at the Downtown Las Vegas Event Center. That new resort will be located at 18 Fremont Street. Pretty exciting. Well, good morning, Las Vegas. Still ahead this morning.
If anybody out there that knows who does this or did this, please turn yourself in.
A plea for justice. Families who lost loved ones in a senseless shooting at a California bowling alley are speaking out. Plus, the video giving us a glimpse inside after those shots rang out. And teens using secret language on their phones, what parents need to be on the lookout for. And you might want to check the status of your flight this morning. There might be some delays because of the fog. And of course, be careful if you're about to get out on the road. Look at that. We'll be right back.
Now, live from Las Vegas, this is 13 Action News. Good morning, Las Vegas.
I seen people running and I heard gunshots.
Families running for their lives after a shooting inside a California bowling alley. The gunman still on the run as families of the victims killed plead for justice. And back here at home, a shooting at a local casino sparking security concerns at resorts across the valley. A look at the new guidelines security teams are using for your protection. Plus, a warning for all parents about your child's phone, the secret language kids are using, and what parents need to know to keep them safe. But first, some wet weather in the valley last night, making for some slick roads this morning. Check this out. This is some video we shot right here at our studio on Valley View and DI. And this morning, stop and check out that fog. Our live camera is showing you some limited visibility. You can't see anything there, so might be a good idea to check your flight status. And of course, be careful out on the roads. So of course, we want to head on over to Gina for the latest. Gina, yeah, it was pretty rough waking up this morning.
It was quite surprising to come out of your house where it's nice and dry and all the roads are wet. And that'll continue as we move through the day until the sun comes up. We need the sun to come up to get rid of the fog and to sort of dry things out. But the storm itself continues to push off to the east. The wet weather is over with. Then we do have a line of clouds. There it is there. That will continue to push off to the east as well. So I'm expecting to see a good deal of sunshine once the sun comes up. About 7 o'clock this morning is the official sunrise. So here's a closer look at the desert Doppler radar, and it shows we are dry. There is no wet weather to talk about this morning except for the fog. The fog is just a low-lying cloud. Here's a live look from our Mandalay Bay camera. You can barely see anything here. Visibilities are reduced. McCarran reporting 3-mile visibility. That has improved since last hour. Same thing for Las Vegas. Summerlin improving here. 7-mile visibility. Earlier it was just at 2 miles. So as the sun continues to rise, the fog will continue to burn off. And with that said, we should have a decent amount of sunshine for the remainder of the day. The day which will be 9 hours and 49 minutes. The official sunrise is 6:52. The official sunset is 4:41. I do have your full forecast for the upcoming back to school and work week all ahead. Tom?
If anybody out there that knows who does this or did this, please turn yourself in, because you done took somebody's father, somebody's son, somebody's brother, uncle, and I know you wouldn't want it to be done to you.
Yeah, desperate pleas from the mother of one of the people shot and killed inside a California bowling alley Friday night. Police have still not made any arrests after shots rang out, sending families running for their lives. 3 people are dead and several other people were hurt. ABC's Zachary Quiche has more from witnesses and that chilling video from inside.
There's an active investigation underway after gunfire broke out at a bowling alley in Torrance, California, just about 20 miles south of Los Angeles.
This is going to be a large-scale investigation. Our detectives have to methodically go through the scene, look at the evidence, and try to piece this thing together.
Police say a verbal fight between a group of women eventually turned physical, with others getting involved.
Situation. We have multiple subjects down inside and outside Gable House.
Witnesses described the chaotic scene.
I seen people running and I heard gunshots and I tried to get down, and my daughter is right there, my niece is right there. I told everybody to get down.
So as they were fighting and then the guys got into the fight and people were up and down, then probably not even a good minute later we heard gunshots. Pop, 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 pop.
First responders rushing in to help the victims. 3 people pronounced dead at the scene.
I gotta go home and tell Kristen his daddy not coming home. Oh my
4 others were injured in the shooting. 2 of them had to be transported to the hospital for treatment. In a tweet, California U.S. Senator Kamala Harris said her heart breaks for the victims, adding, "We must do more to address gun violence." Zachary Quiche, ABC News, New York.
And back here at home, security once again coming into question after 2 shootings at the Wild Wild West Casino. And that comes just days after a man was shot and killed inside Green Valley Ranch Hotel and Casino.
I'm going to actually stop coming here. This is this corner, this lot, this area here is very, very troublesome.
The hotel guests were stunned Friday afternoon when shots rang out as they attempted to check into their rooms near Tropicana and Valley View. Metro says a man was shot after an argument outside one of the rooms. Security responded to the incident and fired at the gunman as he ran away. That victim is expected to survive. Police right now are still searching for that shooter. And the recent shootings at those casinos bringing up memories of 1 October for many. Retired Metro Detective Phil Ramos says most casinos now require an extensive background in either the military or law enforcement for security guards.
When they arm a security officer, they have to provide him with so much intense and continuous training because security officers are generally going to be in the presence of dozens and dozens and dozens of people.
Ramos also says local police are working alongside hotel security to make sure that everyone who goes to the properties are safe. Well, American Airlines says a passenger's electronic cigarette caused a small fire on a flight from Las Vegas to Chicago. A spokeswoman says the battery overheated shortly after landing last night. Flight attendants were able to stamp out that fire. Luckily, nobody was hurt and the plane taxied to the gate just fine. Well, the government shutdown lingers on. It's now on day 15. The vice president and other administration officials meeting with congressional aides to debate over border security this weekend. ABC's Elizabeth Herr shows you more on the bitter stalemate as hundreds of thousands of federal workers are now not getting paid.
With the partial government shutdown now in its 3rd week, top White House officials met with congressional aides in a bid to reach an agreement. And after being briefed on that meeting, President Trump tweeted, "Not much headway made today. Second meeting set for tomorrow." That means some 800,000 federal employees remain either furloughed or working without pay.
And the people that won't get next week's pay or the following week's pay, I think if you ever really looked at those people, I think they'd say, "Mr. President, keep going. This is far more important."
The president also tweeting without citing evidence that most of the affected workers are Democrats, adding, "I want to stop the shutdown as soon as we are in agreement on strong border security." Some workers already feeling the pinch.
It's going to affect us when it comes to mortgages, paying rent, daycare.
We don't know if we're going to have like our phone bill paid, our food for the rest of the month.
Democrats are urging the president to reopen the government.
Open up the government and let's continue the discussions.
Maintaining they support border security, but not a wall.
And our border security will suffer if we do not resolve this issue.
President has signaled he's willing to declare a national emergency to bypass Congress and build the wall himself, a move that would most certainly be challenged in court. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
The Palms Casino Resort looking to fill 1,000 new jobs for a new day club and nightclub, and today is your last casting call. The property is looking for cocktail servers, dancers, bartenders, and security personnel. Applicants should make sure to bring appropriate attire for the relevant positions. The new clubs are set to open this spring. You can head to their website for more information. Well, teens have developed a secret language to hide stuff from their parents, so we wanted to see what that's all about. 13 Action News reporter Austin Carter spoke with a local doctor about the hidden dangers.
There's no secret in a generation of social media and technology. Parents sometimes fall by the wayside.
As a mom, I need to be aware of this code.
But listen up. A Valley doctor says teens are using a secret and potentially dangerous language that you may not know even exists.
People will say, well, I'm going to go have some broccoli. You know, so they're like, oh, my kid wants broccoli for dinner. Broccoli's marijuana.
Dr. Dahlia Wax speaking out on the hidden dangers, risky behavior, including underage sex and drugs.
A parent who's unaware can't then intervene when they need to. If you do stumble upon these terms or you hear these terms, you want to have a dictionary nearby and you want to look them up.
So what are these terms? Some of the most used include LMIRL, let's meet in real life, cola, meaning cocaine, lit, getting high or drunk, bay, before anyone else, or 53X, meaning sex.
One thing that I'm concerned about is the question mark with the little triangle hat for hookup.
We took to the street to see how many local teens use any of these codes.
I knew some of them. I didn't know some of the ones about sex, but I knew some of the drug ones.
Then we met some parents.
I've never thought 13-year-olds would. I see sex here. That's shocking to me. I mean, or hookup.
I'm just shocked at some of the stuff that can be coded. Looking at this now, talking to you, like salty, some of the stuff. I hear the girls talking like that on the phone.
But there's a much darker side to this secret language. Dr. Dahlia says teens can use this lingo to express signs of depression or even suicidal thoughts.
2M, 2H, the too much to handle. Sometimes you'll see that with somebody who's really, really sad or taking on too much.
And this is all the more reason to pay special attention to teens and tweens. Be aware of acronyms about committing suicide or causing harm to themselves, like these ones. Dr. Dahlia says to communicate with your child regularly and set boundaries. Also, open up a conversation if any alarming texting codes are found on their phone. Also, educate yourself. We have more of these secret codes on our website at ktnv.com. Austin Carter, 13 Action News.
Looking ahead now, the Raiders have announced they're breaking ground on their new headquarters next Monday. The facility will be right near the M Resort in Henderson. The offices will be modeled after the stadium, which is currently under construction near Russell and the 15. The facility will also feature a gym, an outdoor pool, and 3 outdoor practice facilities. Pretty exciting. Well, the holidays always seem to come and go so fast, right? And now we found out retailers made out like bandits. Americans spent $850 billion online and in stores this year. Kamasi Aaron's finding out if that's enough to help some struggling companies.
2018, a tale of two stories, a year of record-breaking holiday sales. According to the MasterCard Spending Pulse report, sales were up 5% at brick-and-mortar stores compared to last year, and online 19%. But it was also a year we saw old favorites like Sears file for bankruptcy and Toys R Us close all its stores.
Weak retailers are closing. It just takes them forever to close.
I asked MSU Denver marketing professor Darren Dubersmith what this means for retailers as we head into 2019.
If the retailers that are in trouble, the ones that are kind of running out of cash, the ones that really look like they're going out of business, if they don't have a good holiday season, they're pretty much dead in the water in the first couple of quarters.
Department stores struggled, down 1.3% this holiday season. JCPenney stock fell below $1 a share for the first time last week. Lord & Taylor and Saks Fifth Avenue have been shutting down some of their flagship stores. And Neiman Marcus has big debt coming due in 2020 and 2021. Dubersmith says debt is make or break.
These brands that are saddled with so much debt aren't able to invest in their companies. They're not able to invest in marketing. They're not able to invest in e-commerce.
E-commerce is key. Online sales growth for department stores grew 10.2% this holiday season, but Amazon is still king. That's why some stores have decided to work with the retail giant.
Best Buy was left for dead. Now they have a partnership with Amazon where you can try the products in store and then you can buy it on Amazon, but now Best Buy's getting a piece of that action.
Survival means finding creative ways to thrive in an ever-changing retail landscape. I'm Kumasi Aaron.
All right, well, straight ahead, a lot of unwanted guests at this home in California, the popular movie that has people waiting in line to get their picture in front of it.
I'm meteorologist Gina Cancellari, and yesterday a storm moved through. Here it is. It continues to push off. So what's left in its wake? I'll let you know. That's all coming up after the break. Welcome to the Oreo family. You can now buy carrot cake flavored Oreos. It's being sold as a permanent addition to their flavors. The new cookie has carrot cake flavored wafers, cream cheese frosting, flavored center. Say that 5 times fast, or even 2 times fast. That's a lot.
No, I don't want to say it. I don't want to eat it. Just, I don't know.
I know what I'm getting you for your birthday. When's your birthday?
June.
Nice.
Yeah, nothing says like happy birthday like carrot cake Oreos. Yeah.
Put a candle in it.
If you do that, we're no longer friends.
That's all right.
All right. Well, dang. All right. All right. Well, fans are flocking to take pictures in front of the house where Netflix's Bird Box was filmed. It's located in the LA suburb of Monrovia. Aside from house selfies, people are also walking around wearing blindfolds. Netflix posted on Twitter warning people to stop taking the so-called Bird Box challenge, saying it's not safe to mimic the movie.
It's not.
It's
Come
not.
on.
No, anytime people do this stuff, like they have to issue these stupid warnings, like, hey, maybe don't walk around blindfolded.
Yes.
You know, you might get hit by a car.
It's true. And even this morning.
Yeah.
However, let's talk about this. There's so much fog this morning that if you were to put on a blindfold, you wouldn't know the difference.
Exactly. Yeah. Might as well just put on a blindfold and drive. You're trying to hit the road this morning. But
What is that movie called? Bird Box.
Bird Box.
It's a Bird Box
Yes.
morning here in Las Vegas, everyone. Let's
Yes.
talk about it. Here it is. Satellite and radar shows the storm that is moving through and continues to push off to the east. Brought us some rain yesterday. I do have some updated rainfall totals to show you. Also brought some snow to the mountains, and because of that snow that will continue to sort of move out, there is a winter weather advisory in effect for the Sheep Range and the Spring Mountains, including Lee and Kyle Canyons. So if you're headed there today for some skiing, be aware there is a winter weather advisory. Tough driving conditions up there thanks to the snow that fell, and even tough driving conditions in the valley because of the visibility reduced, and also we have some wet roads. So keep that in mind as you head out this morning. But a closer look into the Doppler radar does show that all of the rain has moved out of the valley. The roads left behind are wet. And we have fog. Here's a live look outside from our Mandalay Bay camera. Can't see anything. Stratosphere camera, can't see anything either. Visibility reduced to 3 miles in some locations, 2 miles in other locations. Be careful when you're driving around. Also, if you're flying out today, be aware there will be some delays. Current conditions around the valley right now, 37 degrees in Summerlin. All conditions basically calm or a light wind. As we head through the day today, the sun will come out, the fog will burn off, the clouds will clear out, and the wind will pick up. Current conditions in North Las Vegas, 42 degrees with a light breeze out of the east-southeast at 6 miles per hour. Boulder City, some clouds this morning, naturally, and some fog. 43 degrees there. Centennial Hills, 41 degrees. And Southern Highlands, same thing, 41 degrees with a breeze out of the north at 10 miles per hour. So what did the rain do? What did it bring to us? It brought a little more rain than I was expecting. McCarran International Airport, how about that? 0.32 inches of rain. Silverado Ranch, the big winner, 0.39 inches of rain. Seems like the southeast part of the valley picked up the most wet weather. Off to the north and west, not quite as much, about 1/10 of an inch of rain or less. Here's today's planner. Clouds around at 9 a.m., clearing by 1 o'clock, 52 degrees at that time. High temperature topping off in the low to mid 50s, and breezy as we head through the remainder of the evening. And then as we start off school tomorrow, it should be a nice day. Back to work. 56 degrees for high temperature tomorrow and dry. Tuesday, dry as well. Warming up for Wednesday. Staying dry for Thursday and Friday. Then we have another storm moving through the valley on Saturday. Tom?
And she mentioned good ski weather, and I don't need to tell you that would also be bad to do blindfolded. No Bird Box there either. All right, well, when Good Morning Las Vegas returns, wouldn't this be a nice sweet treat for breakfast this morning, right? Well, our next guest in studio will show you more on their menu with a Hawaiian twist. But first, let's head on up to New York for a look at what's coming up on Good Morning America.
Good morning. Coming up on GMA, overnight suspects arrested for the shooting of 7-year-old Jasmine Barnes, the young girl killed while riding in a car with her family in Texas. Marcus Moore is in Houston with the very latest. Plus, strong winds, snow, and mudslides slamming the west this week. Dramatic footage of the severe conditions hitting the coast and what to expect next for the series of storms. And finally, live from Levi's Stadium, all the excitement ahead of Monday's championship college football game. A preview of what to expect when Clemson and Alabama face off for the third time in 4 years. It's all coming up on GMA.
All right, well, we all know that Las Vegas is called the 9th island of Hawaii, right? And we have the cuisine to prove it this morning. Our friends from Cinnamon's Las Vegas here to share some breakfast and lunch classics with a Hawaiian twist. We already got our leis on. We're like ready to go. We got Pua and Josh with us this morning. Good morning to you guys.
Good morning.
Yes. So we got a whole setup here. So kind of what makes Hawaiian breakfast a little different?
Well, Cinnamon's Las Vegas. We actually originate from Hawaii. We've been serving the people of Hawaii for 34 years. And now are looking to do the same here in Las Vegas. We've just won #1 Best Pancake of all of Las Vegas and #3 Best Restaurant, Hawaiian Restaurant, sorry, in Best of Las Vegas. And we're excited to be here. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned the pancakes. I mean, this is a pretty colorful pancake here. I don't know if this is, we have, that's because you said it has a guava?
Guava chiffon, actually. We won #8 Best in America in 2017.
Wow. So so what's on top of that there? So you like puree the guava?
Let me go ahead.
Kind of show us.
Special sauce.
Okay. So what's in that? It's just guava.
Guava, cream cheese.
Cream cheese. Okay.
Some other stuff I can't mention, but yeah.
Awesome. All right.
It's family secret.
Okay. Yeah, we don't want to give away all the family secrets for sure. And so, kind of moving on, what do we got here?
This is our ribeye poke, which is a spin-off from Hawaiian poke. I don't know if you know what that is, raw fish.
Okay.
So
I've heard of that.
It's a piece of ribeye that we sear and we just dress it with the poke dressing.
And that's like a Hawaiian thing too, is putting eggs on top of like Loco Loco, and is that kind of?
It's called a Loco Moco.
Loco Moco, yeah, something like that.
You're close.
Okay, awesome. So that's what we got there, and then moving on, we got the hash browns or tots, something.
This
like
is our
that.
eggs, our Benedict actually.
Okay.
So we got a crab here and Kalua pig here, and yeah, this is our tots, our side. So we just put some of our
We kind of
hollandaise
put
on
a
top.
Hawaiian spin on everything.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We have things that you won't find anywhere else on the planet.
So of course you guys can, everybody can stop by Cinnamon's and get some of the food there. But any just quick tips, if you're at home and maybe you want to like put a little Hawaiian twist as you're making breakfast. Any kind of quick things you can do there too?
Rice and eggs will make every dish amazing. Of course, Spam.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
But we like to up it a little bit.
There you go. Maybe get some guava from the groceries, and so you kind of can just puree it and put it on top of stuff too.
Yeah.
You can try, yes.
You can try. You can try, of course. It's not going to be as good as this, but yeah,
No,
you can
but
try
we
it, of course.
definitely,
Absolutely, yeah. Cinnamon's, and where are you guys located real fast?
We are located on the southeast corner of Buffalo and Washington, right off Summerlin Parkway.
All right, check them out. Thank you guys so much for waking
by.
up this morning. We appreciate it. All right, we'll be right back after the break. All right, we're just keeping these on because they just smell so good.
Smell so
It's
good.
such a foggy morning, so we just want to brighten your day. Just say thank you and mahalo for making us a part of your day. GMA is on up next.